Conservatives. Ms. Goodridge, please, for 6 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks to the Minister for being here and agreeing to stay for a full hour. Very quickly, have you believed that decriminalization has been successful in British Columbia?
Thank you, Chair. The only person, or I would say party, that's preoccupied with decriminalization is really the opposition. When we chose to embark...
We have a tradition in this committee, as you're well aware, that the length of time you get to answer is approximately the length of time that the person took to ask the question. So has decriminalization been successful in Canada, yes or no?
Again, Chair, it seems only the opposition is preoccupied with national decriminalization. We work with jurisdictions as per their request.
So the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police and British Columbia's Association of Chiefs of Police have both pulled their support from this failed Liberal program and policy. Will you say that it is a success, yes or no?
I had the opportunity to speak with the CICP directly, and we are all in agreement that all tools are needed to address the toxic drug supply.
Will you rule out rolling out this failed policy anywhere else in Canada?
I commit to always working with jurisdictions with both their health and community safety measures to ensure that we're reaching people who are struggling with addiction.
This is a failed policy that has caused carnage. We are seeing 22 people die every single day across Canada due to the overdose crisis, and your government is failing. Why will you not rule out expanding this failed program?
Mr. Chair, it seems that the Conservatives are big on outrage, but not so great on when it comes to work and evidence. We continue to work with provinces and territories, as health is their jurisdiction, as is law enforcement, to ensure that a full suite of tools and measures are there to save lives and get people health care, which is what they need.
So will you rule out rolling this failed policy to anywhere else in Canada?
I commit, as always, to work with every province and territory in their jurisdictions, working on healthcare and collaborative law enforcement, because that is what they are asking us to do. I don't think the federal government should be dictating to provinces and territories what is their jurisdiction.
The BC Association of Chiefs of Police have pulled their support for this failed policy. Public safety is at serious odds due to this failed policy. Why will you not pull your support and end this now?
So Fiona Wilson, who's the president of the BC Association of Chiefs of Police, said herself that we need a balance between community safety and health care. This is what we've committed to in working with jurisdictions to ensure people get help and health care. All right. It needs a balance.
Thanks. I'm going to move on to something a little different. We know that Canada has become a major producer of fentanyl in this country as a direct result of your government failing to do anything when it comes to banning precursors for fentanyl. What are the timelines for actually banning these precursors so that fentanyl is not being produced here?
So unfortunately, the Conservatives are misleading Canadians, because the fact is that Canada is a world leader in precursor regulation and scheduling of precursor chemicals. As a matter of fact, we have a class scheduling system, which means that we not only look at individual chemicals, but classes, so that we can be nimble and flexible in the face of an illegal toxic drug supply.
So about 6 months ago, we had BC RCMP Assistant Commissioner Will Nigg come to committee, and he said that they've been advocating to government for the last 2 years. So it's now 2.5 years to have these deadly precursors banned in Canada, and yet 80% of them are still completely unregulated. Why?
So yet again, Chair, the member is misleading Canadians, because precursor chemicals are found in the things that we use daily, whether it's plastic, rubber, paint supplies, and so on. This is why they must be scheduled and regulated, which is something that we do on a regular basis. And again, have a world-class system that works in collaboration with the United States and international partners.
Okay, well, at the SECU committee, the RCMP Commissioner Duhaime confirmed that Canada is a net exporter of fentanyl. Does that not concern you? Are you not applying every single tool in the toolkit to make sure that Canada is not exporting fentanyl?
I'm absolutely committed that we use every tool in the toolkit. These are questions to be asked of the Public Safety Minister. As I said, we schedule and regulate, but working across departments and working with border services and with our U.S. counterparts is critical.
So what are you doing to advocate to the Minister of Public Safety, who now has multiple hats, when it comes to banning these precursors?
So just to be clear, when it comes to precursors, they're essential. The precursors that are essential for making fentanyl are already restricted and prohibited. So
But
again,
we're a
the
net
member is
exporter of
misleading.
fentanyl. We're an absolute net exporter of fentanyl. We are having massive drug busts every single day. So the next question is, do you support the Prime Minister or Chrystia Freeland?
Mr. Chair, I don't believe that question is relevant to my
I think it's very
portfolio
relevant.
today.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Move on,
I
please.
think it's very relevant. Do you support the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Point of order, Chair.
You have a point of order from Ms. Kayabaga.
I think we should stick to the intended discussion of the meeting, and so Mrs. Goodrich could stick to the relevant message. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Unless you can tie the question to the estimates, it really is out of line. So you have about 16 seconds left. Ms. Goodrich, go ahead.
We're hearing that there's going to be a cabinet shuffle later this week. Are you still going to be the
Point of
Minister
order,
of Mental
Chair.
Health and Addiction?
Point of order. I'm sorry. Let's move on.
The same point, I take it?
Yes.
Do you wish to answer that, Minister?
Sure. I don't deal in hypotheticals, as the member well knows, and I've been asked to appear as the Minister of Mental Health and Addictions today to answer your question, and that's my intention.
Okay.
So-
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Goodrich. Thank